Did you know in India you can fly a plane for 1 rupee? That's the same price as a candy, a postcard or a chewing gum. Thanks to budget airlines, many Indians could afford to travel by plane. But this wasn't always the case. In fact, most Indians couldn't afford a plane ticket until very recently. It's all thanks to this man, and this is his story. You see, in India, traveling by plane used to be so expensive. It could only be afforded by rich people who fly for business or for pleasure. And if you're poor and wanted to travel, you'd have to get on these trains or buses that were slow, crowded, and couldn't take you very far. That's why airports in India used to be very empty. This is where Captain Gopinath came in. He was a military man and an entrepreneur who's been to many countries and who saw how easy it is for people around the world to travel. Like in the US, there were multiple budget airlines for middle and low class people, which means airports there were always crowded. Even a local airport in a small city in the States had more flights than all airports in India put together. Captain Gopinath saw a business opportunity. But not just that, he saw a dream for the common Indian person to travel the world. So he invested his life savings, created a low-budget airline, called it Air Deccan, dropped his ticket price by half, and made flying affordable to millions. He even introduced a scheme where a small number of people could fly for as low as 1 rupee. That's less than 1 cent.
When I looked at these big numbers, I found that only 1% of India was traveling by air. 99% for traveling by train. And also as a sustainable business, it can only be sustainable if I make this 99% fly.
By 2007, 25,000 Indians were flying budget every day, and 3 million people flew at 1 rupee a ticket. Of course, it wasn't always this easy. Not many people believed in him, and Air Deccan made huge financial losses. He ended up having to sell the airline to another company, which eventually went bankrupt.
I was disappointed and hurt.
But Captain Gopinath's dream didn't die. In fact, his vision enabled many others to follow his footsteps and created even more low-budget Indian airlines. Captain Gopinath was so influential, they even made a film about him. It told his life story, how he went from just an ordinary man to changing the aviation sector in India and turning flying into a reality for every Indian regardless of class or financial status.
To fly the common man was Gopinath sir's dream. So that has been our inspiration, and I think we have put together the story also in an interesting manner.
This pandemic has made us realize more than ever how we need to travel to connect and to see the world. So as we wait anxiously to travel the world again, let's remember people like Captain Gopinath who made travel possible in the first place. And that's good news worthy of sharing.